Part of the fun of having plants is the planters and getting to style your plants with them. And so today I'm going to do a deep dive of my planters. Hello, my name's Falisa. Welcome to Plants and Things, where I talk about plants and things. So when I was thinking of doing this video, I actually had planned on ranking the planters because you guys know I love ranking things, but I really just have too many planters. Like too many planters. I'm not even going to show all the planters in this home. I'm just going to show all the pretty planters in this home, and there were just too many of those just generally. So what I've decided to do instead is that I'm gonna have a rating system, and I'm just gonna decide as I talk about it. Like it's gonna be out of 3 stars total. So 1 star if the planter or the saucer is pretty. So I won't give 1 star if the plant itself is pretty, because I feel like I generally have videos where I'm talking about the plants, so whatevs. Today it's about the things. About the things. So I'm gonna give 1 star if the planter or the saucer is pretty. And I really have a lot of saucers that I like, and I actually wanted to do a whole thing of just the saucers, which is crazy, so I won't. But if the saucer or the planter is pretty, I'll give 1 star. 2 stars if they both like just look so great together. 3 stars if the planter and the saucer are just doing the things. I'll give it 3 stars. But I'm actually just going to decide as I go along, because putting it all together was just going to be too much work for me. So let's get into it. So to begin with, I'm going to start back here because they're just a lot of planters, and I did make a list, but I'm just going to start over here and then move around there and then like find other plants and just keep it moving that way. So to begin, I'm going to start with the bookshelf behind me, and I'm going to start with this planter, which I really like. It's definitely one of my favorites. Okay. It's definitely one of my favorites. So this is the actual like nursery pot that the plant is in. Nothing to write home about. And this is my Syngonium something. But that's not why we're here today. Today we are here about the things. So I got this planter from Poetry. And it was half price. Like when I got it from the floor, it was half price or something like that. And then when I got to the till, I got another discount, which I love. It's happened to me twice in my life, and I can remember both those instances, and I still have the shirt because that's the other incident where it was already on sale. And then when I went to go buy it, I got an extra discount. So same vibes, same vibes. And I think maybe that's also why I love it, but it's also just so pretty. Really, really pretty. It is not a plant exactly. What is it called when anyway, this planter. Let's not get into that. I really, really, really love this planter. I like the shape. I like the little gold detailing. I like the pink. Yeah, I think it's just a really simple, cute planter. And I think it works with any plant, honestly. So planter itself, I think I would give 3 out of 3. But this plant is not looking the best right now. It's really not looking the best. So I'm going to give it a 2 stars. I'm going to give it a 2 stars, even though the planter is a 3. It's a 3. It's definitely one of my favorites. And I feel like I'm going to say that about all the planters. See, one of my favorites. Anyway, so yeah, but the plant is looking okay. Shame. It's growing. But yeah, it's not looking the best. Like where I'm like, yeah, 3 out of 3, you know? So I will give this guy a 2 stars, even though it knows. And then after that, I'm going to continue on this bookshelf because there's a lot going on in this bookshelf. Next up is this planter. And this plant is looking terrible. I'll just say it so that's out of the way. It's looking terrible. It's not doing the best. But this planter, oh my goodness. I love this planter. I love the detailing, the little like etch marks on it. I don't like that the planter and I don't like that the plant and saucer are combined. I think before I got this on a trip to America. And before I went there, I used to think like, oh, this would be such a great thing. But generally, I love my catch pots to be much bigger than what is suggested. And so, yeah, it's because I drench my plants when I'm watering them. So I want there to be like a huge plant, like a huge saucer at the bottom. So this is not my favorite, but I love the combination. I wish that the saucer was a little bit wider, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Practicalities aside, I think it is absolutely gorgeous, and this plant is letting it down. But I did have it like in summer, like at the peak when this plant was looking absolutely gorgeous. The whole combination looked gorgeous, and at that point was a 3 out of 3. Now, because the plant is letting things down, I feel like it's going to be the story of this bookshelf, maybe, of the plants living in this bookshelf. I am also going to give this guy a 2 stars. Next is a weird one. I'm going to show you the back, and the plant clearly lives this way. This is actually one of my favorite plants. It used to be really tall, and then it got a whole thing and whatever. Anyway, that's not the main thing. But I can't wait for it to get tall, to get like really long again. But we are here about the things. And this, I like, it's called, I just Googled it. It's called Afflorescens. And I'll have the name because maybe I'm saying it really, really wrong. But it's basically the mineral deposit on terracotta pots. And terracotta pots aren't my favorite pots, if I'm being honest. Especially when they're red. I feel like they've grown on me quite a bit, but when I started like plant collecting, I really didn't like the like red clay situation, and I even painted a couple of terracotta pots because I really didn't like the vibe. And for the most part, I also don't like the like shape. I forget what the shape, there's a particular shape that I don't like, but I do like the shape of this, and it's like a little cute dinky little pot. And this has some mineral deposits on it, which is what I think is absolutely, absolutely cool. I don't know what, like, whether it's like my favorite thing, but it's definitely distinct and different. And I want to say in a good way. Like, I'm not sure. I want to say in a good way. So I really like that. And I think like one of my fave planter YouTubers, who's Harley G, really showed, like, it's like a thing for her, and I think that showed me the kind of beauty and uniqueness of these, like the mineral deposits on your terracotta pot. So I do like it, and this is how it sits on my shelf. And this is a very basic, extremely basic saucer. I feel like I hyped up my saucer game, but this is a very basic saucer, and I think I chose this one in particular because it has a deep, like it's deep, so that I can have more water, and the plant is actually dry right now, so I clearly am not using the depths of it. But yeah, I like the plant. The plant, even though the saucer is really basic, and it is basic, and I'll admit that it's basic, I still think the whole thing looks really good together. And so I will cheat and give this 2.5 stars because I do think the plant looks good. It's growing in again. I really like it. Yeah, and I think it looks cute. It really looks cute. Also, I absolutely love it when neon plants separately have this like darker spots on it. Yeah, so that's that plant. 2.5 stars for it. Yeah. Next up is this plant, is this cute little plant in this cute little planter. This is my variegated peace lily, and it's even growing a new leaf. And this plant honestly just grows silently and well in the background. It lives up there, and it's in this like baby blue frilly planter that I really think is cute. I absolutely love the frills. Again, the practicalities of having a small saucer is it's not the best. Also, because you can't even clean this, and I'm not saying that I'm on top of cleaning like plants, cleaning sources. You will tell by the end of this video that I'm very much not on top of it. But you know, like if I wanted to, I feel like it'll be really difficult to get into the nooks and crannies of this frills. But this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous combination. Let me stop showing you the backside and actually show you the plant and planter. And it is growing lopsided because the sun is down. So, and I just watered it because it was really dry. But yeah, this is gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm off the bat giving this a 3 stars because it's just simply gorgeous. I'm just trying to see what is the best angle. Okay, you know what? That's the best we can do. And I think because it's just silently growing in the background, I honestly have nothing to say. I just saw this leaf and I think it's absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. All these little white marks. I am thinking separately, this is a separate other thought, of getting rid of my, like selling off my other peace lily. Yeah. And so at least I'll have this cutie pie. Next up are these 2 thrifted, like random planters. And yes, these plants are looking crusty. These plants are looking so crusty, and it is what it is. This is a 9 centimeter planter, so I feel like it's misrepresenting. It is misrepresenting this planter. So I'm gonna get, also because these plants are looking so crusty, I'm gonna get 6 centimeter planters to see whether they'll actually fit better into this and present these like cutie pies better. Back. Okay, I just got some cute plants. The oxalis, which is growing. I feel like I did say I wonder whether it would grow because the lady said it would grow, and it is growing now and looking pretty. But now it's closed itself up, which it does in the evenings or whenever it feels like it, I guess. So I'm gonna try to see whether it actually, okay. So this is not, I so badly want this to be a planter. I thrifted these. I'm just gonna take this out and let it just dry on the desk. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty plant, but okay. Oh no, that was a bad mistake. Okay, I need to get it. Okay, it's not dripping off. Okay, it's not dripping off. I will talk quickly. I thrifted these. I wonder whether, did I get them at the same time? I don't think I got them. I think I got one. I think I got this one first. And it is very ordinary. It is very ordinary. And it's like cherries on this. Yeah. And then I got this one. This one is probably the one that I like the most now. But it is like a set. Like it is an actual set. But in my head, these two go together. And yeah, I thrifted it. I probably got them for 10 rand. Did I get them for 10 rand? Ooh, 10 rand even feels like a lot. But yes, they are these thrifted. And I think they are really gorgeous on their own. Both of them. I think they're both gorgeous. And I'm going to give them 2 stars because they're 2 of them. So they collectively are going to get 2 stars as a set. Because, yeah, the plants look crusty. Yeah, and these are really cute, and I did want to show them because they are definitely one of my faves. And I did say that I was going to say that about every planter that I show you being as one of my faves. So this is basically the last. Which one lives on there? I think this one lives on the bookshelf. Anyway, these are the last of the bookshelves, and we're going to move away from the bookshelf now. And I'm going to clean this. Next up is this plant, which I potted on this channel. And it is like a planter, saucer, what is this thing called? Plant stand combination. And I think everything works together except for the plant. I think the plant is letting the whole class average down. Yeah, this is absolutely my favorites. Yeah, I think the saucer, which is wet. Should not actually water things before doing this. I'm just going to put it down and hope for the best. Has this is one of my favorite sauces. So yeah, I do have a lot of sauces. I'm like, oh, I like this design. I like this random design. I did thrift this plate. My mom does not like plates being used as plant things or like cups and whatever. So it's a fight between the two of us. So I think it's almost like they were made for each other. The design on this plant, yeah, it's really, really beautiful. And I'm going to put this back here before it drips everything. So I'm going to give this 2.5 stars, even though technically I should give it 2 stars because the plant is not doing the best. But I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Plus the stand is adding something. So I'm going to give this combo a 2.5. Next up is a plant that I actually can't take down. I feel like this Bonnie Spider plant is always trying to get attention. And it is my trailing jade, I was told. And so I do know the name now. But today I'm spotlighting this planter, which also has these like little sunlight. Is it sunlight? I feel like, okay, I think more it's supposed to be a rainbow. But it's like off-whitish, perhaps. Yeah, and I'm not able to take the planter off, but it's absolutely pretty and it goes so well with the plant and the trellis. So this is definitely a 3-star situation. And then while we're here, I'm going to go to this guy, which is my Bonnie Spider plant, which honestly, I don't think it's enough attention in my videos. It is drying at the tips because I am not keeping up with watering. This plant is so thirsty and yeah, but it grows a lot. It grows a lot. This is not the original pot that it was in. It's basically this light green. It does have a saucer with it, which I guess it should have. I like the combination. It's like a random, not even random, like a simple combination. I think the 2 greens play off really, really well with each other. And so this is another 3 star, another 3 stars. We're just giving away the 3 stars today. And I can't wait until it has more babies. And this is my favorite. I've said it before, but I love the curly locks of this plant. It's, oh my goodness. And it's like almost tripled, if not quadrupled in size since I got it. And yeah, this planter is perfect. It has enough like saucer spots for me too, because I like to put a lot of water in there. Yeah, but when I got this planter, it was basically this size. Yeah, and so this is a new addition to this home, and I would love it to have more babies. So that is a 5-star situation. And guess what? I'm going next. This is a regular, so this is my Peperomia Hope, which was also featured in last week's video. And this is a normal terracotta saucer, and this is a nursery pot type situation. And I went through my whole like decorating planters situation, and I did the little decorations there, which I found to be cute and I like them. And I like, it's like, well, I like it. It's like I'm defending myself beforehand. I like how these two play off each other, and yeah, I like it. I likes that. So I do think the planter saucer plant combo is a 5-star, and yeah, y'all can fight me about it, but yeah, that's what it's getting. And I'm saying y'all can fight me about it because I'm basically kind of maybe complimenting myself, because I really like this. I really like it. I really like these random markings, and yeah, and I might return to my planter decoration era. Yeah, and also the macrame. It's really, yeah, it's great. And sticking with the Peperomia Hope theme, because I have had a lot of Peperomia Hopes in this home, less so now because I basically sold all of them but these ones and maybe like 1 or 2 other ones. I am propagating more So yeah, I have a couple of these in the most random cute little planters that I found. This, and two of them are yellow, I realized, because in case you didn't know, yellow is my favorite color. And I have yellow in so many shades. And somebody, I think, just as a side note, people always feel like, aren't you gonna get sick of this? Aren't you gonna? And I'm like, no, I'm not sick of it yet. So yeah, this is in a mustardy yellow little. This is actually a planter. This is actually a planter. I did buy this as a planter. It's probably the only one that was made with the intent of having plants in it. And this planter basically like this plant lives on my propagation shelf and is tied and is growing upwards in this direction. And yeah, I'm always scared because once when I was moving the big Peperomia Hope, it snapped off. So yeah, so that one is cute. And I do have to actually clean the leaves, which I use vinegar, like a spoon of vinegar to a cup of warm water. So I do have to clean the, what do they call it? The mineral deposits. Yeah, from the water, from this cat. So I will do that. Don't break. And then the other yellow one is this one that lives in the bathroom, which used to be my favorite of the Peperomia Hopes. That's how many Peperomia Hopes I have, that I even have favorites among the Peperomia Hopes. This, I don't even know what this was supposed to be. Maybe like a soup. I'm just like trying to think. Maybe like a soup mug. I don't know what it was supposed to be. Or maybe, I guess people have random earthenware as decoration. So maybe it was a random earthenware for deco, which is now a planter. And this plant looks like it was honestly made. Like these two look like they were made for each other. I actually didn't give this a star. Okay, I'll give, let me think about that. But this whole combo looks like it was made for each other. And oftentimes I think about selling this plant and then I'm like, nope. So it is the most enduring of the plants in the bathroom without like flinching. It is developing a yellow leaf, which is so crazy. But yeah, they really look like they were made for each other. And so I am going to give 3 out of 3 stars. 3 out of 3. And then the last is this cup, which has a chip. I don't know who's chipping these cups in this home. So this is like the smallest and probably the last of the initial Peperomia Hopes that I was selling. And these cups, I got them from my grandmother's house. And my mom, I did say, she's like, nope, you cannot take things to make planters for yourself. So, I want to, oh yeah, so this was a negotiation. But I also really am like, this is too small to have tea in. Like you'll have 3 sips and then it's done. So this, I really like it. I think I have 2 others of these, which, yeah, I think they're different decorations, but it does have little flowers at the top, which is really cute. And of course, it's from my grandmother's house, which makes me love it all the more. So this does require, these are not even proper planters. These are not proper planters. These are like containers that I soldered the bottom of. I actually even used a lighter. I didn't even solder. So I have upgraded my operation and I now have a solder, but back then I was not soldering things. I was using lighters. Yeah, so this is 6 centimeters at 6 centimeter diameter, but I don't know whether it's 6 centimeter tall. But yeah, these have been great. I just don't like that they come with lids and then you have to throw away the lid and it's a whole thing. So if they made them without lids, I think these are my preferred makeshift planters, but makeshift nursery pots. But yes, these are random. So I'll give this 3 out of, I feel like I'll give this 3 out of 3 too, because yeah, it's simple and cute and has sentimental value. And I'll give this 3 too. Shame. I will give this 3 as well. Yeah, and those are some random peperomia hope holders, planters. Next up is this striped planter that has this, like, I almost said tripod, that has these 4 legs, and the mottle syngonium is popping. It even has this half moon one, which is absolutely gorgeous. This is for sale, and every other day I'm like, anyway, I'm like, but I do have 1,000,001 mottle syngoniums in this home, so this striped planter is absolutely gorgeous. I do have another zebra planter, which I'm like, it's right, so I'm not going to be showing it today because this one is the cuter one. I did buy this with that zebra planter, but this one is really like simple and cute, and I'm very much a color person. I'm like, more color is more is more, but I absolutely think this is absolutely gorgeous. And guess what? I'm going to give it 3 stars. I just realized that's basically what this video is about. It's about me giving my planters 3 stars. So this girl is also getting 3 stars. Yeah, and beyond that, I really have not a lot to say, except I did get this. I went through a phase of asking for discounts, and I was given like 10% discount for this girly, and I like it. I like it a lot. In keeping with mottled syngoniums, I have this gorgeous plant. This variegation on this is very, very light and sparse, but this is honestly, it lives in my like entryway situation. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The combination, like just the plant itself, the way it is growing. This is another plant that I wanted to sell, have thought about selling, but it just is growing so gorgeously. The fact that it's growing so gorgeously up, this planter, the combination is beautiful. I do need to pot this in the actual plant, and that's why I'm saying I've been like wavering about whether I should sell the plant, because as I've said, I have 1,000,001 mottle syngoniums in this home. So, but yeah, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I am gonna pot it in the summer. I did kind of want to have another plant with it, but that is not what this video is about. It's about the plants. It's about the things. So I think this combo is absolutely gorgeous. I do want to get a trellis for the plant, or like something for it to grow up. And I had put a dowel stick in there and it didn't work out. But yeah, this is a 3 out of 3 stars. And I don't even think anyone's going to fight me on that, because this combination is just so gorgeous. It's just so gorgeous. Next is another, not meant to be a planter. I love polka dots, color, patterns. Give it to me. So I really love this white on red little cup. It was meant to be a mug. I don't like just generally like wide mugs, because I feel like the tea gets really, really cold, but it does make a really great planter when this plant starts popping. So the plant is not looking great, which downgrades the whole situation to at least a 2. But I also don't like how this the plant nursery pot protrudes out of the planter. I feel like it really detracts from the prettiness of the planter. So I am going to give it 1.5 stars actually. And the plant is really just looking crusty. So, and as I'm looking at all these plants, I'm like, I need to wipe my plants. But yes, I do like this cup planter situation. So I will give it a 1.5 stars. So it's the next day. I started recording yesterday, but then the sun set, and I record my videos using natural light, and it's not looking too good of my finishing today. But I've decided I'm just going to continue and see where I get. And hopefully there's no day 3, but if there's a day 3, I'll power through it, because I have 1,000,001 plants that I honestly want to show. And I just feel like this video is literally me just giving all my plants 3 out of 3 stars. Just saying, you know what? Y'all look good. Y'all look good, and I love you guys. So next up is this planter, in which I have my newest Plectranthus verticillatus, and by that I mean like one that I'm fully growing, not just propagating to give away. And it is really cute. It is full of water, because as I've been going around and like finding plants, I've been realizing how dry my plants are. So I brought this down last night. Like, let me see. Look at me saying last night. Yesterday. I guess it is like before the sun set, so it's technically not last night, but I brought it down. Then I was like, okay, the sun is not here anymore, and then I decided to water it and put it up. And then I realized that was actually that was like a terrible mistake, because then I had to bring it down, spill some water, bring it here, spill some more water. So I'm probably going to spill more water as I talk about this plant, but that is the decision I made, and now I have to live with it. So this planter is one that I brought back from Mauritius, and I did say there's going to be dripping water everywhere. And it is very heavy. It is heavy. I guess also because I added water just to make it heavier. So it has these little, I think they're called tulips. I feel sure that these are supposed to be tulips, like red and yellow ones on a white surface, and it has this orange lip, and it is pretty, and it sits on this more water being spilled. It sits on this, like the what should I call it? The catch pot is this like frilly glass. It's this frilly glass catch pot that has these. Yeah, I like frills. I like frills. I like flowers. I like floral patterns. That's where I live. Which is not something that I realized until my one sister was like, you really love floral patterns. And then I realized like almost everything in my house has a floral pattern on it. So this is the plant. And it's honestly so surprising, because it lives up in like a darkish place where it does, yes, get natural sunlight, but it's really dark. And it's so pretty. And I do feel like I'm leaning towards having this plant replace the one up there, which is in some like random regular degular planter anyway. And I have been wanting to restart that plant. And I think it is a thing where maybe they do need to be restarted every couple of years or so. But I am losing my train of thought. So this one might be the new one, but it really looks very pretty. And so I want to give it 3 out of 3 stars, but the like dirt that it has, because of the sucking up the dirty moisture, I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. But it really is pretty, and it's really just like where I just decided to put a bunch of propagations, and it's really just been looking so incredibly pretty. And I keep on trying to carry it, but yes, so 2.5 stars. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get to a point where I'm giving 2.75 stars just for there to be a differentiator. But yeah, this is 2.5 stars. Next up is another plant that was featured last week, which is my spider plant. And this is in a regular, one of my favorite. It's in like a regular, I don't want to say this is nursery pot, like a regular nursery pot, because they don't really come in this shape, and I really like this shape. And then I got this white one, and then I did the white marks, and I really like how these two look together with the little leaning spider plant. So the leaning spider plant. I literally had to go Google what this plant is called, because it just went right on my mind. And I was like, it can't be a spider plant because I have a bunny spider plant. But I couldn't think about what this actual plant is. And it is a snake plant. And I have to go find it by saying low light succulent plant. And so, to return to what I was talking about, this is my snake plant, which is leaning and is growing very, very slow. So I don't really know that it's a low light plant, but it is touted as such. And it does grow in a lot of offices. And that is a long side note. But to go back, I do like how these two look together. The leaning snake plant, snake plant is not the best. So I am going to give this a 2 out of 3. I'm going to be fair and say a 2 out of 3. The plant does not look terrible, but it does not look great. Like, the plant can do better. So 2 out of 3 because I really like this combo. And I do want to get maybe like, I guess I'll keep this cat here. But like, you know those tall succulents? I almost said tall succulent. What is it called? But like a cactus, a tall cactus. Like I really think a cactus, like a little tall cactus would look good in here. So yeah, this succulent might just be leaving. But yeah, 2 out of 3 for this girly. Next up is a plant that I've honestly spoken a lot about. I have spoken about this combo so many times and I absolutely love it. The bottom of this is algaing. So it's not just having the efflorescence. I'm just going to help it out with these dead leaves. But this plant is looking gorgeous. Yeah, this is basically the size in which I bought this plant before everything turned out terribly. So it is looking great. These are one of the like situations where I think the plant, the planter, and the saucer were made for each other. This is another cute little saucer that I thrifted and I really like. Clearly this theme of like fruits and stuff on things is a thing. I don't love that it's doing this algae thing, but I think I can simply wipe it off. And I think there are things growing on here. Anyway, I think this can be wiped off. I do like the other, like the browning. I think also this is actually happening because I feel like it's because of the fertilizer and fertilizing in the winter when the plant wasn't using the moisture. But this plant hasn't been like extensively growing, but it also has been pushing some new leaves. So at its peak, it was like growing a lot in life. So it's not doing that, but it is pushing out some leaves. So yeah, this is a combination that I absolutely love from the beginning. Still love very much. I think they all just look like they were made for each other. So 3 out of 3 stars. And because I was like, oh, I'll give it 4 out of 5 stars. But actually, no. 3 out of 3 stars for this girly because this it's just beautiful. Also, again, I mentioned that I don't like terracotta. But the shape, I've enjoyed finding different shapes. I don't like, there's a particular, and I'm going to put it on the screen, like terracotta. And I think it does have a name because I think the different shapes of terracotta pots, or different pots probably have names. And there's a particular shape that I don't, where it's like taller and more, all the mathematical terms are leaving my head. So I really like this more shorter, stouter, like plumper shape, I would say. Yeah, so I really like this shape as well. So I did like the shape even before it developed this efflorescence on it. And yeah, just the whole combo. And I tried to go find this again and I couldn't find it. But yes, 3 out of 3. Next up is this. Is it called a catch pot? I don't think it's called a catch pot. But anyway, this is my one anthurium. It's not looking great, but it does look like it's pushing out a new flower, which is surprising. But it doesn't look great, but it is still growing and trying. And these orange leaves are just the oldest ones. But also this plant, just separately, is very susceptible to too much fertilizer. So even like during normal fertilizing times, you're supposed to cut or like dilute by 4, the normal fertilizer. So I suspect maybe it could be that, but it is pushing out leaves. These leaves that it's pushing out are much smaller. So we'll see her in the summertime. But this planter, I'm going to try to take it out. Okay. This is one of the leaves that aren't like wet. So this is a planter that I got from a store called Plantify. And I really like the like waves and billows. And I bought this with another one that was yellow. And the yellow one, during the whole accident where the plants like fell down, and yeah, the yellow one died. And which was sad because I really did like that one too. But I do like this one. But I think my main thing with this sort of thing where you're putting the plant, and I can't believe I don't I don't like, what don't I like? I like having a catch pot. I think I like a planter catch pot situation rather than a nursery pot in a planter type situation. I think in the beginning I used to have more of these, and I think I realized that I actually don't like that. I like for there to be a saucer so I can see, like you can tell if there's too, like if you have too much water in the catch pot, whereas with this I literally can fill the water up to here and who knows what is going on. But I think this is really, really pretty. Like if they had, this is an actual planter with a saucepan, I'd be on top of that. Like I'd be their biggest customer, honestly. So I really like that. I really like the lip that it's like doing this. I really like this planter. The plant is not doing the best. The owner of this plant does need to wipe these leaves down as well. So I am going to give this 1 out of 5 because 1.5. 1 out of 5. 1.5 out of 3 because I think half of the things are working and half of the things are not working. Next up is probably the only terracotta on terracotta that I might feature on today's episode, and it's because of the unique shape of the terracotta pot. Like I said, I've enjoyed finding different shapes, and in the beginning I used to love the like rounder shapes, but yeah, this is unique and different and I like it. There is a lot of white like, and this isn't even the efflorescence. It is my what is that voice? Diatomaceous earth phase where I was like drenching my plants in diatomaceous earth. And so this is a plant that is sorely in need of a repotting because the soil is full of diatomaceous earth. And yeah, it does need to be repotted, but I do think this combo is great and this plant is just gorgeous. I'm currently trying to propagate because one of these neon syngonium leaves fell off, and now I'm trying to propagate it, but it's actually not looking that great for it. And this leaf tore off and I'm like, why and when? Anyway, I feel like this is also me then quickly doing some plant care because I've been meaning to take these dry leaves off and have not done so. And so now I'm like, okay, cool, I've done it. It's done. So yeah, I think this guy, I'll give a 2 because the plant and saucer do work together. The problem is the white diatomaceous earth situation. Yeah, so which I think I'll only solve once I repot this plant or like get new soil into it and yeah, and then wash it down. So I feel like, I have a lot of repotting to do in the spring. This is one of them because the diatomaceous earth did a number on the plants in this home. But yeah, I'll give this one a 2 out of 3. Okay, I am behind these leaves again. The sun has set / is setting, but I've decided to power through it today. This is a planter that you guys have seen before. It's when I repotted my Monstera deliciosa, and this plant is huge and I'm just like so interested to see how it's gonna grow in the summer, in the spring and the summer, because this winter it really hasn't been taking out any leaves, and I think it's because I repotted it quite late in the, what is it called, in autumn? Wow, what is going on with me? Anyway, this is also another planter that I got from Mauritius, and I absolutely love this planter. It has these butterflies and flowers, and it has this, I'm not a fan of this catch pot. I'll be honest. I had to move to this because the catch pot that it was previously in was too small and the water spilled, and it spilled on my side table, which made me really, really sad. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it. So I do need a different catch pot, and yeah, it's not like the biggest thing on my mind right now, but yes, I do think that. But I think the plant and the planter combo are great together, and trump really the saucer. So I am going to give this a 2.5, and it is blatant favoritism. I will admit it because I love this plant. I love this planter. I think they look absolutely great together. Yeah, so 2.5 for that girly, and I am here somewhere. Next up is a plant that I actually can't take down. And like I'm saying, this video is basically me like doing some impromptu plant care and basically taking dead leaves out. But this is my Monstera Adansonia, which is absolutely huge and trails up. And this pot has a lot of efflorescence. And this is the shape actually that I don't like generally. But I absolutely love the combo of this with the like detail on the saucer. Yeah, I got a set of these at a thrift store and I really like, and I think I bought some and then realized that, oh my goodness, because they were smaller, and then I realized because this is a 15 centimeter pot and I needed different ones, like a bigger size. And so I went back to the thrift store and got them, and they have this, yeah, it's very cute. So I like the combo of these two together with the macrame. It just looks great. So yeah, whereas I think this on her own would have just been basic, would have just been so incredibly basic. So yeah, I think it's still not like, of the plants, as I'm thinking of the plants that I've shown today, it's not like the best of the best. And yes, there's another dead leaf. But so I'm just gonna give it a 1.75. I knew I was getting there. Next slash are these two planters, which are a similar design slash not even similar. They're the same design, but this one's bigger and this one's smaller, and I absolutely love this. I have mentioned before that I generally don't like plastic terracotta, like imitate, and I don't think this is what they were trying to do, but I absolutely think it's so understated. Wow. Okay, I will be more careful. I think these planters are so understated and really cute, and I love the combo with the glasses. I think these the plants are looking great in them. Yeah, like I've mentioned them before. Yes, the saucers are really dirty, and that's actually a thing, also a spring thing on my list to do. I need to clean all these, like I need to repot plants, I need to clean saucers, because these saucers annoy me with how dirty they are. But yes, this plant is gorgeous. This one's gorgeous too in this planter, and I'm gonna give each one of them 3 out of 3. It's not a combined class effort. I just think they both look incredibly gorgeous, and so I had to show you, because I have spoken when I was cleaning this guy, I did speak about this plant. And yeah, even when I think I must have, because I really like this planter design. It's not something I would have like 10 million of in my house, but I think having a couple of these in the house is, yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. So 3 out of 3 for each, so 6 out of 7. So the sun is basically setting and it's like a high pressure environment. But before it's completely gone, I did want to show another one, because I showed this one and these two are actually exactly the same in design, but this one is different. It's like these are all chipped. Maybe that's why my mom gave them. Maybe that's why my mom allowed it, because I was like, how did she allow me to take cups to do stuff with? This plant is not looking great and must go back to my propagation box. But yeah, I did want to do a quick show and say they'll get 3 out of 3 together, because I really do enjoy these cute little cups. I do want to, I love cups. Actually, sorry, now I realize I'm just like, what? I love cups. So yeah, this one is not in use right now, but I did want to show that, and I do have one more plant, which I was debating on whether to show or not, but I'll show it, and it is this girl behind. So I'll just move these cups here. So this plant has some efflorescence. Sorry, this planter does also have some efflorescence. I think the two look gorgeous. I've mentioned how I love big plants and small planters, and you must have seen that today. So like with my white butterfly, with my Syngonium white butterfly, and again, this is uber dirty, but it does have the detailing that I really think is pretty, that I was trying to show on the Monstera, on the Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. I feel like I must have called it a Monstera Adansonia. That is not what it is. Anyway, so I really like the detailing of this like heart, whatever. So I like finding random detailing of random things that people did, and I think this combination also goes together really well. Yeah. I think that is signaling that that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I wonder how long this video is actually going to end up being. But yeah, sunset. I've shown you a lot of the planters that I love. I am sorry to the planters if I missed some of them, slash if they didn't make it to the cut. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and be sure to leave a comment, I guess, about like your weird things that you use as planters that weren't made to be planters. And I will see you next time. Bye.